It's Thursday, January 15th, 2026. Got a great show for y'all. Great show for y'all tonight. We're going to get into various topics, various stories. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that thumbs up. And of course, if you're new, do subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss a show. A little bit of housekeeping. We will be streaming all the playoff games. So make sure that you guys are here for that. It's going to be a fun, exciting time. All 4 games for the divisionals. I'm excited. So make sure that you guys are here for that. Also, college football championship on Monday. We will be streaming that as well. I'm excited for that. And make sure that you lock it in. So there you go. We're going to be covering Hailee Steinfeld going viral. College gambling scandal. We'll also get into John Harbaugh and the Giants. And, of course, Sam Darnold. Injury news. Is it a hoax? We'll see. We'll get into it. Shout out to you, Roger. What up, man? Dogwater in the house. What up, Dogwater? Good to see you. All right. Let's do this. Let's start this off here with this college scandal. I'm on the wrong page, Jay. Get it good. All right, here we go. So many college players among dozens charged in point shaving plot. Many college players among dozens charged in point shaving plot. We've been here before. This is nothing new. I don't know why everybody acts such in an uproar when we know this has happened from a professional level, from the college level. And just because college players are getting NIL money doesn't mean that the greed is just going to stop. It's not going to stop, but let's get into it. It says a college basketball point shaving scheme involving more than 39 players on 17 NCAA Division I teams resulted in dozens of games in the previous 2 seasons being fixed by a gambling ring that included a former NBA player, according to a federal indictment unsealed Thursday in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. Now, stop there. Didn't we just hear about Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier involved in illegal poker games and had ties allegedly to the mafia and that kind of stuff? We just heard about that a couple months ago. Now we're on to the NCAA side of things. 20 of the 26 defendants played college basketball during the 23-24 and or 24-25 seasons, according to the indictment. 4 of the players charged, Simeon Cotto, Carlos Hart, Kamian Shell, and Omar Carisi, have played for their current teams in the past week. The allegations against Hart, Shell, and Carisi stem from their previous schools. While Cotto's alleged incident occurred in the 23-24 season, none of the allegations against him were from this season. Eastern Michigan said in a statement that Hart has been suspended from all team activities pending the outcome of the case, while Kennesaw State announced that Cotto has been suspended and indefinitely from team activities. So yeah, this is sad. Once again, you finally have an opportunity as far as getting paid for your talent. You finally have an opportunity of getting NIL money. You now have a chance to get sponsors. You know, there's opportunity there. There's good opportunity to take care of yourself, take care of your family. But as we know, greed always strikes. And it's not going nowhere as we keep it going. It says schools named in the indictment: Abilene Christian, Alabama State, Buffalo, Coppin State, DePaul, Eastern Michigan, Fordham, Kennesaw State, LaSalle, New Orleans, Nichols State, North Carolina A&T, Northwestern State, Robert Moses, St. Louis, Southern Miss, and Tulane. As we continue on with this, I mean, that's a lot of schools. Obviously, there's a lot of players involved. So this may not be over. There may be more to it as we keep going. Goes on to say Cotto, the Conference USA preseason player of the year for Kennesaw State, is averaging a team-high 20.2 points per game this season. He scored 21 points, including 5 of the final 8 points of the game in the Owls' win over Florida International on Wednesday. Authorities described five defendants as fixers who recruited players to participate in the scheme and offered bribes ranging from 10 to 30,000 to intentionally underperform. The bettors in placed and won millions of dollars. I don't mean to do this, y'all, but what the fuck is going on? Like, what is happening here? Let me read this back to you one more time. One more time. Authorities described 5 defendants as fixers who recruited players to participate in the scheme and offered bribes ranging from $10,000 to $30,000 to intentionally underperform. The bettors then placed and won millions of dollars in wagers on the fixed games. So you mean to tell me that y'all sat there and let somebody else make millions off you and paid you $10,000 and $30,000? That's crazy. That's crazy. This has to be so stupid. You let these other guys make millions. You only got paid 10 racks, 30 racks. You put your college career up. You put any kind of real money that you could have made in any league up to chance to make somebody else millions. What's going on out here, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Let me hop in the chat before we keep going. Let me hop in the chat. Daniel, what up, bro? Good to see you. Good to see you. Patrick in the house. What up, Patrick? Shout out to you, Dante. Good to see you, bro. Kojak in the house is if the Giants players come back healthy. It's interesting. I agree. I can't believe it. Jeff King in the building. What up, Jeff? So this has been happening since 1959. Are people kidding me with this stuff? Grow up. This is life. As much as we all think we live in this squeaky clean world, we don't. It only happened this one time. It won't happen again. Listen, this is crazy, right? Yeah, it just happened this one time. It's never going to happen again. Like I said before, when you have anything that has to do with money and anything that has to do with performance, there's going to be greed involved. There's going to be shady characters. And so this isn't the first time we've seen this, and it damn sure ain't the last time we're going to see this. This is the reality of it as we keep it going. It goes on to say at least two of the defendants, Shane Hennon and Marvis Fairley, were also charged in a federal indictment in the Eastern District of New York, centered on gambling schemes in the NBA. 3 of the other alleged fixers had connections in college basketball. The defendants are charged with bribery and sporting contests and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. The alleged fixers are also charged with additional counts of wire fraud. The bribery charges carry a maximum sentence of 5 years. The fraud charges carry a maximum of up to 20 years. Fairley's attorney, Eric Stiegel, told ESPN on Thursday that he was reviewing the indictment and had no further comment. An attorney for Hennon did not immediately respond to a request for comment. You know, like I said, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. It only matters now because it's breaking news and it's being reported. 9 times out of 10, these guys most likely pay a fine, depending on how much damage, allegedly was caused. And they go on with their lives. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see who actually gets held accountable in this one. We'll see. We'll see. Shout out to you, Trent. What up, man? Big T in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you. Jeff says, yes, there's NIL money. Do any of you know how many of these kids' families who have gone with or without for years? Yes, they are going to take their chance and make their opportunity. So I get it. I do. But I think from an understanding and looking at everything that's happened throughout the years, right? There's been countless stories. There's been countless trials. There's been countless breaking news and stories and articles and so much history with sports betting and the issues that come from it. No one's ever sat down with them and talked about it. They haven't read any stories. They haven't did any research and found out what kind of trouble you could get into. Are they that far gone? That's my question. Because at some point I have to think, well, okay, yeah, some of these kids did come from nothing. And some of these kids came from a little bit of money, middle-class families. They were okay. You mean to tell me none of them knew better? None of them? I mean, I get you're going to have some bad apples in there and people just do what they do and you got greed involved. But there's people in there that knew what they was doing. And I think that's the reality of it. Trent says, good luck this Saturday with the Bills, beating the Broncos. We have a good team this year. Shout out to you, Trent. Listen. I'm going to be in all black on Saturday. All black. It's going to be a funeral out there for Bo Nix. I will be dressed and ready to go. So as I wrap up here with, the college news, like I said, it's something that has been going on for decades. It's not going to end. It's just easy pickings and easy money for, the prosecutors and, the attorneys and all that kind of stuff that's involved. They're the guys that make the most money out of this. And of course, the people who got away with it because they're too rich to be mentioned. Pay attention, college players. Pay attention. And if you're going to let somebody else make millions, maybe you should as well. So there you go. Maybe you should as well. So, yeah. All right. What up, Jack? Shout out to me. Broncos versus Bills going to be a classic game. I agree. I got this. Did I turn that off? No, I did not. I got this weird thing going as far as with this dual stream, and I meant to turn it off, and I didn't know. Oh, well, it is what it is. All right. Jeff King, my heart is broken. My heart is broken. Next up. I wanted to get in this one because I did see. All right, so let me do this. Let me pull this up here, and then I want to shift this. So we're going to start here first. So, such crazy and ridiculous narrative, right? And understanding that this whole Josh Allen storyline and this whole narrative created by the media that Josh Allen's legacy is on the line if he doesn't go out there and beat those Broncos and get to an AFC championship and move on to the Super Bowl, it's going to define his legacy right now. All the chips are on the table, right? If you never are going to do it, if you don't do it now, you're never going to do it. This is the hype I was talking about in regards to the Jaguars and Bills prediction video. And a lot of you agree with me about that because it was plain to see as far as what was going on and what they were doing. And once again, they're doing it. And they're going to do it every game. And it's going to get more hyped and it's going to get more crazy every game. So just prepare yourself for it because this is only half the story. We'll get to the other half in a second. Bills quarterback set to play versus Broncos despite multiple ailments. Goes on to say, despite being listed with 3 different injuries, Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen has no injury designation and is set to play in Saturday's divisional round against the Denver Broncos. Allen's playing status was never in doubt as the quarterback has a prolific streak of playing through injuries, including starting 122 consecutive regular season games, which is the longest active streak. The quarterback has a lingering right foot injury he suffered in Week 16 versus the Browns, in addition to a left knee and right finger injuries, both of which occurred in Sunday's win against the Jaguars. Call him Superman, like Wolverine, whatever you want to say, tight end Dawson Knox said on Allen. I've seen him take so many crazy hits and bruises and get his knee twisted and his finger hit on a helmet that would make most guys go out. And he's dealing with multiple of those things and not missing a play. So when we say put on that cape, it's got several meanings to it. Slow news day. We knew this. But see, when people get a little nervous, when people get a little scared, they start bringing up all kinds of stuff. Oh, he's got all these injuries, and we don't know what's going to happen when it comes to Saturday against the Broncos. You talking about Josh Allen, the farm boy that go out there and run people over, hurdle over people. I think some of y'all forgot. We gotta bring the highlights back to y'all. Go watch some highlights. Hand slapping on the helmet, having a knee twisted, players going for the legs. He's dealt with that. As long as that man is standing there in that pocket, guess what? He's good. He went in that tent. They had to check him for a quick concussion, came back and scored, won the game. That's who Josh Allen is. Don't forget it. Now, there's also a second piece to that, like I said. There's a second piece to this Josh Allen narrative where they're trying everything. They're trying everything to get to Josh Allen, including going for his wife. This is as low as you can get. Now, there's going to be some people who knew that Hailee Steinfeld was obviously a fan of the Broncos 10 years ago, right? Fan of the team 10 years ago. But for some people, they didn't know that, right? They didn't know Hailee was a fan of the Broncos 10 years ago. Does that make her a bandwagon fan? Probably. Does it matter? Hell no. Because she's married to Josh Allen and got Josh Allen Jr. on the way. But you know what y'all did? Man, he beat the Jags, and we said that he wasn't going to win that game because he didn't have any wide receivers, and Trevor Lawrence was the best quarterback in the AFC beyond Drake May, and then he beat him. What do we do now? Now we got to get his wife involved. How dirty y'all going to be? What's going to be the next one when Josh Allen beats the Broncos? What y'all going to do then? Listen, she was a fan of the Broncos 10 years ago. I think she was dating some guy named Cameron back then. 10 years later, she's married to Josh Allen. She's also married to Josh Allen and pregnant with his child. So I think it's time to move on and understand that she's Bills Mafia now. And that's it. That's it. Y'all funny, though. Y'all funny. Let me hop back in the chat. Shout out to you, James Walker. What up, man? What's going on with you? Good evening. Good evening. It ain't got a worse roster than the Jets, and our boy Josh is still there. Listen, down to 3 wide receivers. Got to figure it out. Got to figure it out. Josh Allen put his body on the line every game. Shout out to you, Sassy. They shake it in their boots and have nothing better to chit-chat about. Do you know how ridiculous it is that someone had to sit there and be like, you know what? We got to find something. Oh, that's right. Hailee was once a fan of the Broncos. Let's make that go viral. I love it. I love it. I do. Every week we get a new narrative, right? First it was, Josh Allen, there's no Lamar Jackson, there's no Patrick Mahomes, and there's no Joe Burrow. Right, you got to do it, and the Jaguars are going to be a very tough team to beat. Now it's, hey, your wife was a Broncos fan. We don't really think she's Bills Mafia. Josh Allen ain't thinking about that. He good. The man's married, moved on. Hailee's a part of Bills Mafia, and that's it. Ain't nobody worried about this. We gonna talk about it though, and we gonna laugh at y'all who put it out there. Broncos fans talk about, see, look at that, Hailee showing that we're gonna win. Hailee left the Broncos. Just like Taylor Swift left the Eagles. Right? Y'all ain't have nothing to say about Taylor Swift, how she was an Eagles fan, then hopped over to Kansas City. We ain't going to talk about that, though. We ain't going to talk about it. Josh could have a hook on his fasting hand. He's going out there. Why? Because he has the pride and disrespect. Don't ever get it confused. Keep fueling that fire. Commentators, without a doubt. Jack says that laser he threw off the back foot was low-key icy. Let's go. Icy. Jay tight end going to have to step up? Of course. That's the expectation. That's the expectation because at the end of the day, listen, when you have a situation where you got 3 wide receivers, you got to go to your practice squad, you got to figure things out with Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, and you got to get James Cook and Ray Davis and Frank Gore Jr. going, and Johnson, right, who's on his way back. You got to get these guys going. You got to mix it up. You got to figure it out. We know Ray Davis can go out there and catch the ball. Put him in a slot. See what happens. Keon Coleman, listen, it's your time to shine, buddy. Keon Coleman, it's your time to shine. Wake up. If you're going to do something, you better do it now. Right? Bills Mafia giving you another chance. You know they fickle sometimes. You got drafted. They was loving you. Did them cookies and them jackets from Macy's. You started not showing up. Then they started talking about you and them cookies and them jackets from Macy's. You did good last game. Now you got to step up. Hopefully they figure him out with the Broncos. I think, to be honest, and I mentioned this in the last stream if you guys didn't catch it, I said that I think this situation with Keon Coleman would be most beneficial for Brady to game plan around because the Broncos aren't expecting that. You get Keon Coleman going early, right? Get some confidence built up. That now leaves Cooks open down the field. And if Samuel comes back and he's ready to go, you got Samuel open out down the field. And then guess what? You got them locked up. Keon Coleman, get a first down. Keep the ball moving. James Cook on the run. This is going to make that Bills offense a force that's going to be difficult for the Broncos to deal with because they're not going to expect it. They're not going to expect it. They need the Imodium. Let's go. Shout out to you, Zay. They need the Imodium. They need the Imodium. Says, I'm late. Did I miss Darnold? No, I did not get there yet. I will get there momentarily. Shout out to you, Mark. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Broncos defense is good. Can't lie. Listen, every team that's made the divisional is a solid team. There's strengths and weaknesses on each side. We're not going to deny that at all. But I think when you look at certain scenarios and who's going to do what and who has more experience and who's more driven and motivated, yes, everybody is going out there to win, right? But there's legacies on the line, as the media puts it. So guess what? If my legacy is on the line, I'm going out there and I'm putting everything on the line. I'm not just going out there to play and collect a check. I'm not just happy to be here. I'm not just happy to be in the playoffs. I'm not just happy to be in one seed. I have a goal to get to the show. Y'all said I couldn't do it. I'm here to do it. If you got to tape me up, if you got to put a cast on my leg, I'm going to stand in the pocket and make it happen. And that's where Josh Allen is right now. And guess what? That's hard to beat. When you can break somebody up, but you can't break their spirit and they're still out on that field balling, you can't lose. You can't lose when your spirit is not broken, even though your body is. Because you're going to fight through that pain. Shout out to you, Tyrell Shavers, who played through an ACL. Let's talk about it. Hear about some damn Broncos. Don't make me Denzel, y'all. You know, when he hit the cup. Worried about them Broncos. I got to get my water up, y'all. Hold on. All right. But yeah, shout out to Hailee Steinfeld. She was a fan of the Broncos. Now she with Bills Mafia, so it don't matter. There you go. There you go. Says the truth says that was 10 years ago with Hailee. She's married and pregnant. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Raymond says, is it true that Sam Darnold has an oblique injury? We're going to get into that. That's what they were saying. I'm going to get into it and break it down with you guys as well. They're going out there to win, and they're all professional athletes. Exactly. If Josh Allen gets the promised land, he got a good chance to win the Super Bowl. That's a fact. Okay. Y'all want me to get into this one first, so we'll get into this one first. Sam Darnold injury news. Let's get into this one. It says Sam Darnold injury, Seahawks quarterback clears up status for game versus 49ers. Goes on to say, take a breath, Seattle Seahawks your quarterback is okay. Sam Darnold appeared on the Seahawks injury report Thursday as a limited participant due to an oblique injury. This was unexpected. Darnold was off the report on Tuesday and Wednesday. The team listed him as questionable to play in Saturday's divisional playoff game against the NFC West foe, San Francisco. He later confirmed that he would indeed be suiting up against the 49ers. Kind of just felt a little something on the oblique. Just didn't want to push it, Darnold said today. Wasn't the day to push it. I'm sorry, y'all. It's super bright. I got this light in front of me and then the white screen. To push it, so that was it. So I just came inside, got some rehab, and feel like I'll be ready to go for Saturday. Yeah, so there you go. He's fine. He's fine. You know, you got to have a little excitement and a little craziness, get the people's heart pumping with this kind of news. Thursday was the final practice for the Seahawks due to the short week. They'll be at home for Saturday's game against the sitting number 6 seed 49ers. Seattle took care of business on the road against San Francisco the last game. These two teams faced off. The Seahawks defense held the 49ers offense in check for a 13-3 win in week 18. Darnold was a steady 20 for 26 passing for 198 yards in that one. He fumbled once, but did not end up in a turn. But it did not end up as a turnover for the Seahawks. There you go. There you go. Says, is this Brock's year? You know, we talked about that one as well, right? We talked about Brock being a system quarterback and, you know, whether or not that was true, and, you know, him coming out on this field and proving people wrong, and then, you know, kind of just not being able to get it done, having the injuries and things like that. But I think this is a weird scenario for the NFC. You've got the Rams, Seahawks, you know, super promising. Then you got the 49ers obviously fitting in that slot. But then you've got, you know, the Bears, who have become interesting because, you know, Caleb Williams is on his Superman. So, but shout out to you, Jeff King, coming through with the $50 super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the $50 donation. Says, folks, this is no easy task in front of our Bills. Sean Payton is a coach who will do what he has to win. But forget the injuries, forget what we don't have, and remember this: with this injured personnel, we are still here. Enjoy it, without a doubt. Shout out to you, Jeff. I appreciate you, bro. Just to piggyback on that, I said this before. I'll say it again. If you think that this is just going to be some cookie cutter game where, you know, it's just a little bit of back and forth and there's no bad blood, you got something coming. You got something coming. Sean Payton has already started his rhetoric, right? He was at a press meeting where, you know, he kind of was a jerk to one of the guys in the media, and there was people already talking about that. So you can kind of tell where this thing's going with these Broncos and these Bills, right? I said it before. Be prepared for a gritty, you know, fight down to the finish, back and forth battle. There's going to be some pushing and shoving, some fighting even maybe. So be prepared for it. It's going to be a nasty game. This ain't going to be easy. And, you know, whoever makes it to the AFC Championship, talk about broken down and injured and sore from battle. This is the game. But whoever gets to the AFC Championship or the NFC Championship on the other side, it's going to be the same way. So, you know, you're looking at all different kind of opportunity. You're looking at all different kind of defenses who are out there to play. And as we say, defenses win championships. Well, heart does as well. So we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be super cold in Chi-Town. Listen, we got 8 inches of snow last night. I have yet to go outside and shovel yet because it's been coming down so crazy. So I'm not looking forward to that. Cold fronts coming in, snow's coming in. We went from 52 to 8 degrees in 3 days. Yes, Buffalo is bipolar. Mark says it. Just don't say downhill attack to Sean. That's yeah. Just don't say that. Don't mention downhill attack because he'll question your football knowledge and experience and all that kind of stuff. It's like, just don't do that. Don't do that. Don't mention that to Sean Payton. There you go. There you go. So yeah, Sam Darnold's fine. I think this is a little bit more overhyped than what it should have been. It's not even really news. So Seahawks fans, you have nothing to worry about. It's going to be a game. I'm sure some people did want to see Drew Lock in though. I'm sure there was some people who wanted to see Drew Lock in there, and they were like, "Oh, maybe Drew Lock may have a chance because it's a whole different kind of game plan." But no, you go with Sam Darnold. You don't switch things up at the last minute, especially if he's actually okay. And we'll have ourselves a game. Have ourselves a game on Sunday. Jeff King says, "Call your neighbor with the weed whacker." I'm not calling that dude at all. I'm not calling him at all. We're not finna have that situation again. I'm not doing it. All right. Yeah, y'all are hilarious. Shout out to you, Jeff. Last but not least, we got John Harbaugh to the Giants. This is kind of unexpected for me. I thought that he would maybe wait until at least the divisionals were over, or even the AFC and NFC championships were over. But John Harbaugh has decided to make a move, and the Giants are looking like the team that's happy and excited to bring him aboard. So let's get on top of this one. It says sources: John Harbaugh to Giants expected, barring setbacks. So this obviously isn't official yet, but we'll get into it. John Harbaugh and the New York Giants are finalizing an agreement to make him their next head coach, and barring any setbacks, a deal is expected, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Wednesday night. The deal is not final, and contract numbers are still being negotiated, with one source telling Schefter there is still a lot of work, though. Barring any setbacks, Harbaugh is ready to accept the Giants' deal, and the team is expected to hire him as soon as possible, sources said. Harbaugh, 63, spent the past 18 seasons as the coach of the Baltimore Ravens, going 180 to 113 and winning a Super Bowl before he was fired last week after they missed the playoffs. Goes on to say the Giants have gone just 7 of 27 over the past 2 seasons and could benefit from a proven winning head coach. Harbaugh would succeed Brian Daboll, who was fired in November. Mike Katka served as interim coach for the Giants' final 7 games. Harbaugh interviewed with the Atlanta Falcons on Monday and had tentative plans to meet with Tennessee Titans on Thursday, who I think Mike McCarthy just went and seen. But New York was the first team to have him in its facility for an interview. He arrived Wednesday morning and stayed into the early evening before returning to the Baltimore area home, on Giants owner Steve Tish's private jet. It's kind of a sign there when the deal's about to happen, right? It's like, oh yeah, you make a deal, get you out of here, send you home in a private jet. So, I think this is one of those signings or pickups that seems good right now, right? You got Dart, you got Scatterbo, you got, decent to okay defense that you can work with and, make better, get a couple, good picks, you figure some things out. I think the big problem is someone's got to get Dart and Scatterbo under control. I think John Harbaugh may be the one to do that, right? And that's not to say that Daboll wasn't capable of, controlling his team, but I just think he was so happy to have Dart because he knew his job was on the line. He may have been a little bit more lenient and may have pushed Dart to do too much, which led to all them damn concussions. And then Scatterbo being the wild man that we know from Arizona, I mean, you got to tame him down, right? If you want Scatterbo to be, consistent and have longevity in this league, John Harbaugh is definitely going to have to get with him and work with his game and get with, the running back coaches as well and tell him to calm the hell down because they're going to need him if they want to make sense and, in this league. So what do I give it grade-wise? I think this is. I think it's a B minus. I think it's a B minus. I think it's good for the Giants. You know, you get something fresh. You get some good history. You get a proven, consistent, structured head coach. But I think the questions about Harbaugh are still there. You had Lamar Jackson. You had Derrick Henry. You had Mark Andrews. You had a great defense, and you couldn't pull it off and get to an AFC championship with that. These are the questions that a lot of people are going to have for John Harbaugh coming into the next season. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and follow, like and subscribe, all that stuff. Let me know what you think. So there you go. Back to the chat. It says Harbaugh got hit by that Alicia Keys. New York. He don't even have to move, really. That's true. It's not too far. It's literally Baltimore's like 8 hours from New York. Not even 7 hours, some 6, something like that. It's fairly close. You could drive. Hop in that U-Haul and make a move. Roger says we don't need no Giants team. So listen, this is really interesting. So I got this hat. Back in I'm thinking it had to be back in July. Maybe August. It was still decent outside. And I was looking at it today and I was like, oh, yo, like that's crazy. Like, look who's at the top here. I'm going to try to come in a little more, but look who's at the top and next to each other on this hat. I thought that was absolutely amazing to see. I laid my hat down today. I peeped it and I was like, oh, dang, that's the Bills and the Broncos right next to each other. So that was pretty funny and interesting to see. But there you go. For those, obviously, who'll come in and watch later, I'll clip these for you guys so you can check them out. And go Bills. We got 24 hours before it gets real. So take your time to enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Because this weekend you're going to be nervous, you're going to be upset, you're going to be crying. You might even get sick. But don't worry, because Jay will be here for you. I will never falter. I will never let you down. I will be here to get you through it. When you need a rock in your life, I am that rock. So don't fret. Jay is here. So there you go. Rodgers is amazing. Right? I thought that was crazy. I thought that was pretty crazy. Espino says, go Broncos. Shout out to the Broncos fans in the house. I see y'all. I give Joe 3 months. We'll see. Listen, I'm not mad about the scenario as far as with the Giants. I think Harbaugh looked at it like, you know what? These Giants are going to basically get me close to what I want, because we haven't got the numbers yet and we haven't got the official contract yet, because this is obviously, not completely done. It's tentative. But I think, for him to be flown home and for this story to come out, I think the Giants are going to give Harbaugh what he wants. I think he was looking at $20 million or something like that. $20 million a year, having access to, the players and things like that. Having his own staff, and I think that's going to be good for him. He'll have a fresh start. He'll be able to do things his way, and we'll see what happens. So it's going to be a great game. Hopefully not like last year. Oh, it's going to be better than last year. I think the difference is y'all might not even score. No, I'm joking. It's going to be a good one. I'm excited for it. $20 million for 5 years. Yeah, like I said, they're probably gonna they'll let us know soon if they do the deal and it happens. So there you go. All right, y'all. Have yourself a great, great night. Much love to the Wrench Gang. Much love to the family, all the listeners, all the watchers. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Tomorrow, we'll have some more news for you. I'll break these up into clips. So, like I said, whoever watch it later. And enjoy the next 24 hours, y'all. It's about to get real this weekend.